Hi everybody, my name is Kayleigh. This is a quick little video to decode that wonderful code that Nancy channeled during the Glimpse of Grace event that we did on New Year's Day. A few things came out. It was really quite interesting. This is still in note form as I went through it, so some of it may well be jumbled up a little bit. When I do decodes normally, I structure them out a bit more into each section of what information's coming through. But with this one, I'm kind of going to show you how it is in note form. Yeah, this is a new way of delivering them. So the first thing that came through was the violet flame. The violet flame was all over that wonderful code, everywhere. It was huge. There was the core, and then around it was this violet flame. There was actually a pink flame with some form of I want to say ram's skull in it. It was amazing. For me, that really felt like that was kind of us setting intentions and pushing boundaries and expanding the realms in which we delved with that amazing session. And the pink is kind of more about with love and kindness and compassion and this kind of real healing energy that we had as part of that. The violet flame tends to come from the divine as a protection flame. So there was a lot of spiritual divine protection around us while we were doing that work. The first thing that I really saw was these kind of helicopters in the corner. And there was also within the code, there was these seafaring boats, are the only way I can describe it. They had the bow of the front of the ship, and it just kind of, and also there was a real feeling of a mushroom. You know, I can never pronounce how to say it, but these mushroom networks, and there was this real interconnectedness, like we were connecting with each other no matter the distance. It was incredible. And there was a feel of travel, because during this session I felt like a lot of us actually travelled into the connection that we had. We were kind of rooted in the core of Earth, and we were rooted in the core of where we'd gone off to, and it was very much this anybody along that kind of journey. It really was a journey for all of us, and travelling with that. The things that came through were there was a lot of truth being spoken with our soul language. There were keys as part of that. It's like we were unlocking aspects, and with a lot of people since, especially myself, there's been a lot of upgrades and lots of new bits of information falling into place since then. So I think we've unlocked something along with that. There was a real feeling that how do I put it? Everyone had kind of had enough with this stagnancy of fear that was going on, and that we were bringing in light and sight to those around us, kind of an awakening, waking ourselves up, building ourselves up stronger, awakening third eyes collectively, bringing in source energy in order to kind of, we've had enough of what's going on right now, having words with the guides and saying we've had enough. Can you just come in and help whatever we're doing level up so we can get to where we're supposed to be going? There was 1,000 voices, is literally the words that came through. The 1,000 voices and earth release throat. So there was kind of this will to have the third eye in the throat woken up, so that we could have this kind of ascension for the planet. There was definitely a lot of protection within around that as well. Calling on people, basically what we were doing was calling on people's intuitions to be woken up so they can learn to trust them, and for a lot of these star seeds that are here to just wake up, just to make everything a bit more simpler, a bit more easier for everybody, to take the extra pressures off. With regards to protection that was around us, there was a lot of protection around us. There was a lot of people called in, and I'm just getting up my document that I had. There was a lot of protection around us. There was a lot of people holding the container, and as it went on, it felt that it was bigger and bigger, and it needed to be held by more people. It was amazing. It was truly a beautiful thing for us to be a part of. There was a call for kind of peace of mind, peace of discomforts that have been going on. There was definitely a lot of third eye activating for a lot of people. Having the empathic parts of people woken up, so they can start to navigate what it means to be empathic. We had the Andromedans come through. So I'll go through and tell you the star seeds that seem to be coming through with this code. So we had the Vegans. We had... Where am I looking? Let's have a look. Vegans. We had Venusians. We had Andromedans. We had a discussion. Basically the galactic, most of the Galactic Council came in. It was quite funny. There was Anunnaki, but it wasn't the Anunnaki that everybody fears. It was the good Anunnaki. They were in to kind of help navigate how to deal with conflicts and how to deal with controlling aspects within the planet and drama that's basically going on. We had the Tausetians come through. Who else did we have? Yeah, I've said the Andromedans. In the centre of all this, in the very centre of all this, there was basically a Merkaba. It seemed that we were set a Merkaba, a 3D one. And that was kind of how we were doing all this travel, how we were connecting. And there was this Merkaba of love just spinning in the very centre of it. Well, who else did we have? We had the Blue Avians came in. Actually, most of the Avians were in, not just the blue ones, but the blue ones were the most prominent. They're the most well-known anyway. The Argathans were working within the Earth core. We had... Who else did we have? Yeah, again, a lot of protection coming in from them. It's kind of like they were projecting the protection around from the Argathans. Who else did we have? Oh, Syrians were there, Alpha and Beta. We had a lot of passionate words coming through in all those dialects. We had dragon energy come through, not draconian, sorry, dragon energy come through, two different things. We had mantis, and somehow we had cow energy within it. I can't explain that, but there was cow energy within what was on there. The flower that I was given was plumeria, so a very specific flower there. I'm sure it has medicine, and then when I delve into it some more, maybe I'll find out what that medicine was. There was a lot of aspects of change come through. Ascendants, that transits are going to be happening, transitions, very much rooted in this kind of pinnacle of love being the energy, and a clarity. There was a clarity that was needed, and that when we align together, become allies with each other, we can confront anything, basically. There was a very clear intention set out there, or a vision that was set out as part of that healing, that seemed to be with regards to an invitation to be part of the community, or a community, that things were going to be different, and if you wanted to be part of the community, you could work with us if you wanted to. Again, there seemed to be this Venusian Galactic Council element to it, so I don't know if, being a neighbour, they were a bit fed up with things, but there you go, of being how they are. What else did we have? Orion, starseeds were part of it. We had angelic frequencies coming through, seraphim. I said Syrians already. The heart of Source itself was very strongly coming through. Yes, the violet flame was there. Hathor came through for us. A lot of people's soul stars got activated, the soul star chakra. And now the halls of learning were opened up for us. The learning in the sense of, yes, to do with the Akashic, but people learning to say I am, have that I am presence, learning about the inner earth energies and learning about galactic energies. There was all these kind of aspects opened up as part of the halls of learning. The earth star, people's earth star chakras were activated. So it's these two kind of aspects, and the source star, everything was kind of activated out. Every chakra that was outside of someone's normal as the 7, the core 7 that we all know, everything was kind of activated and set spinning, like the Merkaba, basically, that we were working with. The Divine Matrix and the Emerald Tablet were activated and brought through. And yeah, this Akashic kind of Stargate was open, so more people can access the Akash if they wish to. There was this energy that came through, and this has been coming through a lot on the soul codes actually, that there are world leaders that will become part of people that we will be working with moving forward. Eventually it will get to that point where we have these world leaders come in as part of it. What else did we have? Oh yeah, basically an energy of trauma and grief and pain being allowed to heal, encouraging that, allowing new concepts and spiritual truths to be brought to the surface for people, for them to become aware, to wake up basically. That there be modalities that come through and help people clear their mind, because a lot of this is from fear, and as we overthink things, fear comes through, and so we have this energy of needing to clear the mind a little bit. What else did we have? Oh, there was a pyramid that came in as part of it to reset energies, to rebalance electromagnetic fields. It also was to, again, dissolve the ego and to clear up these negative thought patterns that are happening, and to clear up all the chakras within the body as well, but mainly to open people's higher consciousness, their channel to that, to open up their third eye, their crown, their heart space, just to allow these, and your throat, in order for this to come through, this knowing, this soul language, the knowing, the connection to higher self. It was also kind of a protection in the sense that nobody could kind of attack people's psychic selves, and to bring that into balance a little bit. But yeah, mainly just to kind of heal karmic issues and interdimensional issues that maybe the planet has, or humans have as a species. It was also to heal the current traumatic events on a cellular level. It wasn't just to heal on an emotional level. We were trying to heal by the code on all levels: spiritual, physical, cellular, psychic, energetic, mental, whatever frequency it was. We were trying to heal these karmic issues that apparently we're going through. And this was like next level distance healing for the planet. It was incredible. It was so powerful, honestly. To break any toxic patterns or relationships that the race may have, the planet may have, and also to release any shame and unworthiness from people's subconscious minds, because that's basically how we're all held where we are. We're taught a societal norm, and then we feel shame if we go against that societal norm, even though it may not be the best thing for people to be hard on themselves about. It's about shadow work, delving into shadow. Neptune came through as a very prominent planet. There were electric fae around at the time. Yeah, there was kind of this energy of a green light to go after whatever anybody wanted to go after spiritually. It was a beginning of something new, a reminder of the blessings of investing in self, that if you take the time to invest in yourself, the rewards are plentiful and bountiful. And that the human race finds a new way of reaching its potential by making different decisions in different ways, or to reach to get to the, some people say the ends justify the means, but this isn't the case. It's a case of there are other ways to get to that end point, so start taking those routes. The Arachne came through. Yeah, it was very much about shadow work, dealing with the down and dirty stuff in order to heal it and integrate it as part of with the light. We're so focused on everything being light and positive on the planet, and that's just not the nature of even the planet. So we have to acknowledge the shadow as much as we do the light. The elves came through. There was elven everywhere on this. And a reminder that yes, have joy, have sight, have protection, live in truth, and that a lost object will soon be returned to us, whatever that means. But that it's okay to desire something, to want something. We were thanking Mother Earth. We were thanked her 4 times over. There was an offering and a calling for a blessing, and then the blessing was affirmed as part of this ritual. There were celestial angelics as part of this. The 2D Toad made an appearance. If not live on screen, the 2D Toad was there with us and was within the code. So I don't know if Alison actually did channel the 2D Toad or somebody else did, but the 2D Toad did make themselves made. There was sigils within the code that banished negativity from the energy, the spirit, and people, and to guard against negative downturns for the planet, to give the planet more luck, for want of a better word. There was happiness, abundance, and receptivity, that we were ready to receive the more positive aspects because we've been going through the negative. We were informing source, universe, whatever. We are ready to receive this abundance and happiness that we feel we deserve. There was hope, a call for hope, enlightenment, reflection, and to find the balance. And kind of this completion of that balance, to bring this seems to be the theme. We've had enough of the negative. Can we bring in the balance of the other, please? Because the planet's antenna has been unbalanced. Our receptivity has been unbalanced. So we were calling for balance for these people to wake up and see not the light. Is it the light? See the light? I don't know how to explain that really, but to kind of wake up, open their eyes, third eyes, crowns, whatever, and kind of become into knowing. We had Sophia come through. Venus was all over this, by the way. Venus was all over this, whatever was going on. It's like they're going, finally, my sister's waking up and looking after herself. Let's sort this out. I'm coming in to help this. We had a manifestation Midas star within the code. So very much this set of intention, and we can bring them into being. The balance of masculine and feminine and everything in between. It was recognizing that both of these have tools for us as individuals and us as a planet, and bringing these two things into alignment, because when one is off balance, the other is, it just doesn't work to have them unbalanced. It's very much about balance. There was a rune within it, and it's Ea, which is the kind of the death rune, the grave rune. In the sense of ending the old way, and it's about a transition. It's allowing things that aren't serving us, our highest good, things that have to fall away, allowing that to go, because we have to allow things to go and decompose so that they can then come up and provide these new growths, these new ways of doing things. So the old way kind of it's that death transition. A bit like the death card in tarot, allowance of that though, allowing things that aren't serving us to go away, although it may feel fearful to let them go, because we've only ever been conditioned to know one way, but we have to allow them to fall away and die off basically in order to bring these new ways in. Archangels that were around us specifically that wanted to know they were there was Archangel Anael. We were told that within the code that Beltane, Samhain and Mabon are actually important festivals, and I don't know, I think off the top of my head they're all fire festivals, but there was very much this energy of celebrating and honouring the wheel of the year, but specifically those ones felt as, and actually having that death room with Samhain is actually quite true. Actually, with Beltane we're celebrating abundance and things and the fertility of things. With Samhain we're celebrating the things falling away and coming back, dying off, ready to come through anew. And with Mabon, we're really celebrating the harvest, the abundance. So to be honest, those festivals do make sense in the context of what else has been coming through. There was a code for travel, and again we had that with those boats and the helicopters. but it kind of feels like people will be traveling to where they need to do their work. There's going to be this unlocking, and people can finally start moving towards where it is in the world they know they're called to go and do these work. Sunday, it would be a great day to be working on. Some people may not feel that, religious reasons, and that I think that's okay to be honoured. But Sunday is a great day to kind of sit and allow your because it's a day of stillness, allow yourself to be creative, to although you don't necessarily be physically active, you can be creative. You can come up with this, well, what inspires me? What do I want to create? What do I want to bring into being? Celebrating what is great. That's still point on a Sunday. Just having this kind of, what can I bring? What can I be of service? How can I be of service for the coming week? How can I find a new way of doing something? If this is a problem, how do I find a creative solution to it? What do you feel inspired to do in those times? We had Horus come through. There was a mage come through, a magus came through, which is new for me to find that on a code, which was incredible. There was a strong Celtic air that came through as well. What else do we have? Oh, Ikigai. The code for Ikigai came through, which I really love, and that's about finding purpose in your work. It's an idea that there are 4 aspects to look into, and in the center, it's a bit like a Venn diagram, and in the center of it is you having a job that brings you purpose, makes you content. The world needs it, and you can be paid for it. Basically, it balances the 4 aspects. But there's more to it, but absolutely go and have a look into Ikigai. But it's about living with purpose and working with purpose in your purpose that you were here to work through. There was a thing about timing and synchronicity coming through, so I don't know if timelines are going to be syncing up at some point, because we seem to keep jumping them. For things to be more organic in the way that they're done, to allow flow within how things are created. To allow motivation to come from a true place rather than trying to cultivate it. And allowing people to be intuitive and expressive, and using that to navigate them into their future rather than a structured plan, if that makes sense. But yeah, being more in line with the flow. We had Bel of Beltane fame, that god, come through. Bel, so that Celtic energy. Silver being of importance as a metal to be using in work. People finding their dharma. And again, with Ikigai and dharma, it's finding your purpose, finding what your role is here. Acknowledging the 4 corners we were told to do as part of that. Acknowledge the 4 corners, north, south, east, west. The elements, all 4 corners. There was some Sumerian energy from way back. There's a lot of people that have Sumerians' past lives. And I think from the top of my head, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think Anunnaki were part of the Sumerian kind of time. At least that's my feeling. That's the resonance I have with it, that they were around in those times in a role that isn't what they're playing now. They were very more, I don't know. Anyway, that's just what I'm feeling. In a minute, Ashima, there was a witch's knot. So please, if you are a witch, do not, make sure that you are working on your practice and carving your practice in a way that works for you. No, Ashima, in a way that works for you. Where was I going with that? Sorry, Ashima's been really... Oh, there was a chalice as well. A chalice. Make sure that we are maintaining our own vessels, our own spiritual selves, nourishment on that front. Again, the Sabbats were brought through the Wheel of the Year, the eight festivals. There was a solar cross and the quarters, very much 4s and 8s coming through, and a broom, a besom, and it kind of felt like we were sweeping through and clearing out the stagnant energy, what wasn't serving us with this channeled message, this channeled session. And it was very much clearing out, sweeping out. No, we're clearing out the old stuff that isn't working for us so you can bring us this new abundance, this new way. There was... I'm going to pull up that document as well for me a second. So I can pull up those details. So, sorry, my cat's making noises. My computer's making noises. There was... there's a throne on a mountain. And there are descendants of that throne that are of significance, not necessarily to take up the throne, but they have to remember. They have to remember. They are scribes that need to, or clerks that need to remember the lineage, to pass on the information, to keep following it down. A reminder that we will end up exactly where we're meant to. There was a flame on a mountain. But I kind of feel like that was to do with volcanic eruptions. Sorry, I am going to let her out because she's annoying. They rule us, not us. Honestly, cats own us, not the other way around. So yeah, but a sudden release from a solid foundation. So it kind of feels like the volcanic energy, and I did a coal reading last summer and said lava energy will be of significance, and I think it will, but I think it's about fire and passion, working through structured and desires, working through structured things that think they have foundations, solid constructs. What else was it through here? I can't find that one on here. Why can't I find that one on here? There we go. Hang on, bear with me a second. Again, there was a lot of protection, energetic protection. What was this one? Oh, okay. Releasing emotional causes and healing emotional causes for codependent behavior. But there was kind of an awareness bringing up with how food can play a part in that. To bring awareness to that, because I don't know why they were bringing that up, but that was there to do that. Bear with me, what is this one? Oh, there's a power symbol in there to give us all empowerment within it. So if you are ready for the upgrades and the activations that are within it, sit and meditate with that image in front of you for a while. And that will happen. That will activate for you. So there is an empowerment in there. I'm just trying to find this last one because I know kind of what it is. Where did I put that one? Oh yeah, that was it. So within ourselves, this was an activation to recognize our lower selves, ourselves as we are, our higher selves, and our God self, our divine self, and bringing those into alignment. And that being really important, that we start claiming our divine sovereignty and trusting our intuition and trusting our inner knowledge and our inner wisdom. There was, because we need to be caught in this idea that we are a soul, we have everlasting life. This human life will absolutely come to an end, but there's an energy of an everlasting life in whichever way you believe that, whether that's heaven or you move on to your next soul or you move on to your next starseed role, whatever that is, and kind of courting that journey and looking at how that can be a part of what we're doing. Water being used as a healing and divination modality. It's like water stepping into its own power. It's kind of divine power. Is going to be fundamental for the coming 12 months, that water will be an element that we would all tend to be working with. Anybody who made moon water last night, for example, full moon water, working in water as a healing thing. This morning I used a shower to literally wash negativity off of me. Doing these kind of rituals with water really is going to help benefit and nourish the earth. The earth has the water in order for life to thrive. So water is really important for this coming year. We may get offers of friendship from other starseeds, other starseed races, other constellations. We may even encounter some new ones this year that we haven't encountered before. but they will only be coming through if they are here for friendship. We should only be acknowledging them and setting intentions that way, that it's only through friendship. What else was it? Yes, divine consort from the oh, okay, that was where they were coming from. Okay, so some of these star seeds will be coming from Egeria, Fides, and Metis. And again, Neptune is really coming through this year. Really coming through with Neptune. Egyptian energy was coming through. And that was kind of to do with whatever this throne energy is. That was amazing, that throne energy. And there was Fae that came through. If I hadn't mentioned Fae, it was kind of all the Fae. That electric Fae really went to town though. But yeah, that's kind of what was in that code. It was incredible to go through. It was incredible to get this coming through. Oh, okay. So there was also, I just had to have a look in that. The word ahimsa came through in the code, and I've just had to look up what that is because I'm not overly aware. And it's an Indian principle of non-violence that applies to all living things, and it is part of dharmic work. So yeah, it's about looking at ways we can do this in non-violence, and just kind of through a compassionate, loving move forward. But that was what I got. Oh, Malachim came energy as well. It was powerful to work through. There are some downloads that are within that code, so if you want to meditate on them, these will empower you. They will open up things for you to work through. But there's kind of a supporting energy within the codes that will allow you to, if you find shadow work overwhelming or daunting to step into, it will hold you and help support you through that, allow you to support yourself through that, to give you that strength, to give you that energy of allowance. But yeah, there's this need for people to stop feeling attacked or living in fear as the core energy of that. But it was just so much love and so much we've had enough. We deserve love and kindness and compassion on our planet. We've been so punished for the last 2 years that it's time for things to change. And I kind of feel like since that's happened, since we had this glimpse of grace, and there's another one next month, so absolutely feel free to be a part of that because it's incredible. You can do as little or as much as you feel. If you don't want to participate in the actual work, then you can come in and hold frequency just by being in there. It's such an incredible thing to be a part of. I've never felt so empowered and open. And part of it, I heard somebody that I've wanted to hear so long step into their power, and oh my God, it blew me away. So, yeah, it was like an unlocking. There's like an unlocking as you take part of these events. So if you want to be part of the next event, please do come along. Even if you just want to witness, the container is there for everybody to bring in what they need to. And Alison has created such an amazing thing by doing this. So it's just an honour to be a part of. But yeah, that's a bit of how a soul decode goes. Although this is a collective one, literally the word mushroom hearts is coming out. I have no idea what that means. It's just gone mushroom hearts, Kayleigh. But again, the mushrooms are all connected. They can connect from miles away and just talk to each other. And I feel like that's where we are with this energy. Our love and compassion can spread across the planet because we are all connected in this way. Whether that's physically with travel or astral travel or just the internet itself. You're looking at me right now and I'm in the UK and you're wherever you are in the world. So yeah, come and be a part of this event, because it just connects us across the planet, and it's incredible to be a part of. So yeah, tribes. We are a tribe. We are a world tribe, and it's time for us to dance on the earth together and to celebrate what abundance we have and the connections that we have, not just with the earth, but everywhere, everything through the multiverse. It's incredible, the power that we all have within us. And it feels like we're recalibrating what it means to be human in the most essential way that is needed. So yeah, come along on the next event. This is what a soul decode kind of looks like. It's a bit different because it's an event, but this is how they're going to be delivered, I think, from now on, because I have ADHD, and typing is the hardest part of a decode, and it's much easier to convey what comes through on a talkie video, but we'll see. The tetherings are going to be delivered in this way, because there's so much that comes through those things that I can't sit and type. They'll be pages and pages long. But yeah, this is what a decode is. This is what happens. This is where I go to in my little bubble of decode. So if nothing else, hopefully you know what a decode has aspects of. But yeah, it was just an honour to be able to play with this code and see what's in it. It's so many layers of so much stuff that, yeah, it's incredible what Nancy channels, honestly. So there you go. That was the Glimpse of Grace decode. Yeah, I hope everybody is well, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye for now.